Right, next day again. What we're going to do today, we're going to have a look at some bits and pieces and explain perhaps how these things work. But I got the box out the parts washer, and what we're going to do first of all, we're going to have a sort of a quick look round, especially in here. You want to make sure that this cylinder here has got no scratches or grooves in it. Now, you can hone them out a little bit if there's some micro scratches in them, or if the surface doesn't feel nice. But that's why I sandblast things first and then strip them down, because you don't want to get sand in here, nor do you want to get sand in here where the ports are going through here. You don't want to get sand through there. Yeah, just inspect the box. Like I say, I don't take the bearings out. You can buy the bearings, actually, we've got some somewhere, but they're okay, they're not too bad. And they only turn quarter of a turn. It's not. Some people think they spin round and round and round. Yeah, so I should tell you what I did yesterday for cleaning. I didn't sandblast this groove out here. I just used a wire brush and a drill, and a wire brushed it out, and it's come up really clean, because the difficulty I had getting that end cover off. Here it is here. The difficulty I had trying to get it off was that this does allow to go inside this cylinder a little bit deeper, so you can get the ring easier in and out. Unfortunately, you can probably see around here it was rusted pretty much solid, and it wouldn't come out. So what you usually do to get the ring out is you push that deep, the ring comes out and it's away. And I had a bit of a difficulty with that yesterday. But like I say, sandblast it or clean it up the best you can first, and don't contaminate this at all. It's lovely and clean now. Now, I mentioned yesterday about this worm valve here, and I said that these parts were laser welded on. Well, that's what JP told me, and I thought, well, I wonder if they're friction welded on these here. They're actually, well, on the, maybe this one is, I'm not sure. It's hard to say. I don't think these are machined on this shaft. I think they're machined separately. It's so difficult to say with them, but if the ball's, you know, if it's damaged in any way here, you're going to get another one. And I just looked at Land Rover's price for this. It was £1,200 now from Land Rover. It's a very expensive piece of kit. Very, very expensive. This bit doesn't usually go, it's always these bits. And it already comes with the pre-installed Teflon rings. They don't come in the kit. They used to do, but they don't now. Yeah, so that's one thing to inspect, and inspect it carefully, because otherwise the ball things here will start to chatter and you'll never get it set up right. So that's one thing to look for. We mentioned this the other day. This has got a there's a polished piece here, but it's in good condition. You could, if there was a groove in it, have it machined and then chromed and then reground. Well, even then, that's very expensive. Yeah, it's all an expense, and I'm coming to that in a minute. But you can see now why I sandblasted it before rather than after, because if I sandblasted it afterwards, I'd have to wrap this in tape to make sure that there's no damage on this shaft. So that's method in my madness for doing that. What else have we got? Oh, yeah. I freed off this piece here. You know, I put this through the blaster because it's an individual part, and I got that ring to turn really nice. What else have we got? I think that's about it, really. There's not that much in these things. But like I say, using a wire brush, you can get in and clean all this lot out. Same as here, you can even get in and clean all the threads out with the wire brush, because it's not going to damage anything. And if I find it, put it down somewhere, my little Dremel brush, I'll go and get, oh, it's here. This little chap here is ideal for getting in here for the circlip groove, and also getting into here for the circlip groove. You see what I mean? You've got to clean all these things out. But like I say, it's all washed up, cleaned up, ready to put back together. I always have a seal kit in stock, but I asked the owner just to get me a seal kit, and this is what you want. It's Transtech Freudenberg Cortico STC 2847G. If you get the Britpart ones, you'll find out most of the seals won't fit. Well, they're not quite right, should I say. No, they do fit, but they're not quite right. So let's have a look at a typical seal kit. This is for the input seal here, but look, see this is the problem? There's two different types. See, there's a big one, and there's a different one here. This is a rubber one. That don't fit. That don't fit. What else have we got that doesn't fit? We've got an end cover seal that goes onto here. That doesn't fit. We've got a ring, the dust cover. That don't fit. There's me bleating on it. These were good seal kits and they're absolute crap, aren't they, really, when you think about it. We've got another ring here that goes on here, inside there. We need that. Bottom seal, hydraulic seal. These are actually quite common according to JP. Says no, they're common in garden. This is it's what's called a double lip seal. It's got a lip. It's got a seal there, and it's got a seal on the inside. The O-rings, bottom dust cover. But the most important thing is why I like these is it's got the proper nut in. And you see now that one's got the sealer at the bottom. I do think you can buy these separately. That's it. Now that's a problem, isn't it, with these seal kits? That they don't actually fit the shaft. Wait a minute. I think I came up with a solution. I've had this problem once or twice before. Oh, there's the needle roller bearings. Get them off Alibaba. Needle roller bearing. Is this another big seal? Ah, no, that's the right one. See, I found those in my local shop, which is exactly the same as the ones we've taken off, which is a good thing. Here it is here. See, that's the one we took off yesterday, and that's the one we've got here. Same size, and if my eyes will allow it, I'll have a look and see if we can see the size on that. 2032.7 in millimeters, remember that. But if you get a seal kit, it's the wrong one. I can't work it out why. I've got loads of these. Loads and loads of them. They're just, I don't know what they fit. Same as the dust covers. You know, like these dust covers, they're just, I've got loads of them, but they don't fit. So sometimes if I get a dust cover that's serviceable, I use it again. What's this in here? Yeah, same thing again. Look, loads of them. They just don't fit. I think I'll have to have a sorting out day shortly and throw a lot of that stuff out. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to put this back together again, put some seals on, and get on with that. So we might as well start putting some seals on. Now, let me show you a tool for getting these on and off. So these are the little tools for getting O-rings on and off. They're special tools. I mean, you could make one out of a screwdriver and just flatten and round the end off, but you can see that one's at an angle, so it'll go inside a cylinder. And if you wanted to get the seal off here, for example, you can get underneath it, lift it off without damaging the seal. But we're going to put that in the old bin. We don't need that. Let's put that away so we keep that clean. Yeah. So that should be the seal for there. So we're going to give that rust on there. Now the seal's off, I'm going to go in the wire brush on the wire wheel and clean that up. Right, that's all nice and clean, ready to go on. A bit stained, colour stained, but it's not too bad. When we put the seal on, make sure you don't get it cockeyed. You know, you don't want to have a twist in the seal. pull it a little bit, and then it should go on, and you can feel how proud it is. It's not, I mean, not proud, but it's standing proud outside that, so that's going to make a nice good seal. So we'll put that to one side. This one here, that's all clean, so we're going to put a seal onto there. Same method. Just pull it, make sure it doesn't go upside down. It must be square. That's another one done. That's easy enough, isn't it? The cover. Actually, this is in cast iron. That's interesting. Every one I've done has been in aluminium. I wonder why that is. I wonder if that's why it's got a different part number. Could be. Again, pull it round and just make sure it doesn't go cockeyed. There we go. All nice. That's another one done. Now I've got to tell you something, because I did a right hand drive box the other day. I didn't film it, but I noticed that there is no chamfers on these anymore. The old boxes used to put a chamfer on here, which made fitting this top cover kind of easy, but as you can see now it doesn't sort of drop on. So I'm thinking on this one, it's just not sharp. The other one was really sharp, you cut your bloody fingers on it. But I'm thinking about just putting a little edge on there, and I don't know what with. I'll think about something. Let's get on with changing these seal things over. We've got another one to do somewhere, so that's one done. We've got to do the piston. That's right. Now the piston, it comprises of a Teflon ring, or fluon, or whatever it wants to be. And this is why we should really warm this up to get under there and get that done. So I'm going to warm that up into the hot tap, and you'll see once it's warm it'll come off kind of easy. Notice there's another O-ring under there. This acts like a spring on the other seal, so we can get that one off too. And then we can take the rubber seal. We'd better dry that off a bit first. Don't want it going rusty. I mean, everything else on a Land Rover goes rusty. We don't want this going or getting all rusted up. And then we can put the rubber seal on, or the rubber springy O-ring. Drop that into its groove, and then this I'm going to dunk in some hot water and soften it up. Right, here we go. There. That's nice. So that's another one done. Next is this one here. Now I haven't cleaned this one up, so again I'm going to clean this up in the wire wheel. I'm not going to sandblast it, but I'm going to clean up the threads. So again, that's it, nice and cleaned. We're just going to put that seal on and make sure it's really square into the bottom. This one's a bit tricky because it's got a long way for it to go over the top. Now that didn't go on right. You see? It stuck up. So this is why these tools are really handy, because we're going to go under that, work it round, and then it goes back nice and square. Things to watch for, eh? What else have we got? Yeah, we need that seal. We need that seal. We need that nut. What's that O-ring off there? What's that off? Like I say, there's things in this kit that you just don't really know what they're for, because it seems to be like a universal kit. Anyway, we'll put them aside. The dust cover we need. Notice it doesn't come with the circlips. Alright, notice it doesn't come with the circlips. That's really important. We've got that seal of mine we're going to put in. I think these are for the very old boxes, because once upon a time, this seal down here, you had to take out the worm in order to put the seal in. The seal was on the inside, and it needed this dust cover. but like I say, they're not the same. And also it comes with a shim. Now that's a bit of a mystery, that washer, but I've never found out what they actually do. Now if you want to do a cheaper kit, just hold on. Right, so if you want to do something cheaper and you just want to replace the end seal, you know, this one here, this is what's a mystery about these kits. There's the kit for the output shaft, but notice it comes with a circlip. This one doesn't. For the input shaft, I found a Britpart one on my shelf, and just out of curiosity while we're watching, I'll open one up and see what the seals are in the Britpart kit. Obviously come from China, but they're exactly the same, aren't they? You know, they're big seals, look. You get all these bits and pieces. Notice you get a circlip, in fact you get two circlips. So you get an O-ring like that, a seal that doesn't fit. It's great, isn't it? You get the steel ring that doesn't fit. You get a covery type thing that almost fits but it's not quite right. And you get oil seal that is just not right. So I don't know what these are off, but they're certainly not off these kits. See, look, there's the dust cover. But it's got some circlips. I buy a lot of these things just to have a go at them and see what they're like. But I wouldn't buy one of them. They're cheap, but that's why I went down and I found out what the oil seal actually was that's in these and put these in. And I keep the original clips. Oh, let's get rid of that water before we spill it all. So, we've established a little bit about seals. Get rid of that. That over there. We can start to put this together. But first of all, like I say, I think I'm just going to put a lead on here with what? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stuff this full of paper. I'm going to stuff this full of paper, and I think I'll just get a little Dremel and just go around the outside of that. It's quite surprising how flat it is. There is a little bit of a chamfer, but not too much. Let me see how I come on. So I made that nice and smooth. I just finished it off with a bit of brake cleaner and some emery. 80 grit? 600 grit. And that's nice and smooth now. There's no sharp edges on there, so we've put our Dremel tools away. I got these steel ones. They're okay, but they're a bit chattery. I don't particularly like them. Right, so what we need to do now is put this bad boy back together.